Welcome back to Let's Play Deathmark. I'm intrigued by this Mary. Let's go back. Because there is nothing else to see here. Really? You serious? I mean, you think like they'd be like, why are we going back down there? To examine the door again. It's a thick iron door. The key all isn't rusted. I could open it if I had the key. Something written in pink, but most of it is faded away. When I squint, I can kind of make out part of it. Army. Where's the way door? Suspicious. It's locked. Oh, that eye was probably Imperial Army, wasn't it? Wonder if Miss Yasuoka also went down there. It's like, do I have to? As Yasuoka climbs out of the car, her gaze turns nostalgic as she looks around. It's been a long time, about 20 years now, back 2 generations of family heads. You've known them a long time then. It hasn't been that long. I had a falling out with Murasame, the second last head, and cut ties with them. Didn't even invite me to Murasame's funeral. Last head, Masamune and Saya were kids the last time I saw them. Imagine my surprise when Saya contacted me a month ago. That is kind of confusing, isn't it? Murasame and Masamune. It's like, if you're not paying attention, you can easily kind of get the names mixed up there. Wait a second. First it was Murasame, then it was Masamune. The current head is Saya Kujou, right? There's been 3 heads in 20 years. That's right. Yasuoka premises. The family is known for their short lives. Accidents or heart attacks, very few have lived full lives. Gossip says their family's cursed. So Saya Kujou didn't escape that fate either. It's probably just coincidence, but there's something about this mansion that tells me I shouldn't be so sure. It really is cursed. What's causing it? Could it be divine wrath? Ah, Miss I. You've been staring this whole time. Something the matter? Well, there's something. Miss Yashiki, does the Kujou family keep animals out in their yard? No, I don't think so. Oh, then that black rabbit's odd. Well, the rabbit's back again. What's with the ominous music? But what is it doing here? Where did it go? I think it's headed for the building. It had something in its mouth. What was it? I don't know. It's too dark and it was far away. You know that rabbit, Miss Yashiki? Kind. I tell them about the black rabbit I've seen on my investigations. Very certain that it has some sort of spirit residing. And now it's suddenly here. What could that mean, I wonder? All at once my heart starts pounding. I have a bad feeling about this. Like something terrible's about to happen. It's not like the ominous music was, implying something's going down. I find myself bolting to the end of the hole. Everything looks the same as usual here. Did the rabbit get inside the mansion? I quickly scan the room for it. Mary isn't sitting on the sofa. Okay, what's it? Miss Yashiki, over there in the corner. I turn in the direction I is pointing. What's going on? I's voice has an audible shake in it. How the hell should I know? I have to force the words out of my mouth. My voice shakes like a noose. Yasuoka is silent. Mary lies on the ground, tragically broken. Her beautiful face is smashed to pieces. Next to her lies the rabbit. Its head is twisted unnaturally. Fresh blood stains the floor. All the blood, presumably from the rabbits. Hey, Mary. I call out to her, daring to hope. But I only get silence in response. Mary is dead. Well, as dead as a sentient doll could get, I guess. Though I don't know if you say that for a doll. After that, I and Yasuoka helped me pick up Mary's remains as well as the rabbits. We work in complete silence, no one daring to speak a word. Mary is gone. I have to face spirits in the mark without her help from now on. Terror and dread threaten to consume me. Will I even be able to hunt down spirits like I've been doing? What the hell happened here? You know, it really does just kind of like come out of nowhere like that, doesn't it? Where it's just like, okay, it's just like, you know, each time we're coming back, it's like, go on to Mary and see what she has to say and all that, blah blah. And then suddenly, BAM! And on top of that, also, it's that helpful rabbit that's been, you know, pointing us into certain directions, but we're not really sure of its motive. And now, suddenly, they're both in a pool of blood on the floor, with Mary completely shattered. It's like, what the hell happened here? I know what happened here, but I won't say what happened here because that's a spoiler. There's some sort of spirit to this. You know, Kujou imagine isn't that sort of sacred spirit attacks. In fact, Kujou was killed by Hanahiko. And why did the rabbit come here? The last time I saw it was at H Shrine. Did it travel all the way here into Rabbits? And for what purpose? Mr. Yashiki, a moment please. I found this while cleaning up. Do you have any idea what it is? She hands me a key ring with a single key on it. The tag attached to it says Master Key. It's the Master Key to the mansion. What's it doing here? Besides, it did say the rabbit had something in its mouth with it. It could have picked up this key ring and carried it. Are you saying the rabbit had the Master Key? It's only a guess. It's also quite possible that Mary had it herself. But Mary said she didn't know where it was. Truth is shrouded in darkness. I think it look at that. Just like edit that bit out just in case there's spoilerish. Not even a word, spoilerish. You just add ish to the end of anything. Truth is shrouded in darkness. For now. You can use that key to open up any room in the mansion, right? Is there a place you want to go get into? As a matter of fact, there is. There's one place I've been unable to check. The locked room in the southeast corner of the second floor. The room layout looks no different from that of the other guest rooms. Well, those tools on the desk, they look pretty strange. That frame over there interests me. I'd like to see the photos inside. There are two places of interest. Which one should I check first? The music on this, text makes it seem like you can only pick one. No, you can pick both. It's much like when you're asking a mark bearer questions. Doesn't matter what order you do it in. On the desk is a board lined with tools. There are a variety of sharp chisels and long tools that look like spatulas all in a row. Next to them are bottles filled with paints and a stack of artworks. What exactly do they make? The desk drawers are full of tools as well. No documents or reports in the mark. I picks up a chisel and studies its handle. This thing, MK is engraved on it. So Kujou would be SK, so... Ah, yeah. But that just doesn't clear things up necessarily, though, does it? Because there's two family heads that begin with M. Those are just me, but just like saying MK, just makes you think of making Deadly Premonition. It's like AFK in the coffee. I haven't even played that game, but I've seen at least 2 playthroughs of it. It looks like a game that's probably a bit of a pain in the ass to play, but it's a wild story, man. Side's father was Murasame Kujou, and her older brother, the head before it was Masamune Kujou. What would BMK? I just assumed that maybe because we're like focusing on the one that I was interested in, so she's talking about. She's Kujou. Side's father was Murasame Kujou. Her older brother, the head before her, was Masamune Kujou. One would be. So it tilts her head into it. I heard the Kujou family ancestors were tasked with making good assumptions. I suppose all of them could have been influenced by this. That's about all we've learned from this desk. Check the other boxes. The picture frame contains several photos. Marionettes, wax figures, Japanese dolls. They're all photos of dogs. One of them is photo of Mary's bare frame. Is this me, or does Mary's eyes quite inconsistent between the eyes? It's like when she's, just sat on the sofa, her eyes look very different than how it looks in the CGs. And that also looks different to how it appears in the yellow CG as well. It's kind of inconsistent. Looks like she was still being put together. So if the tools on the desk are used to make tools, then was Mary created here in the night? There's a pattern on Mary's right arm. Isn't that the mark? But I never saw anything like that on the box. Plus, this one is a different color from the one that's not there. Black mark. Ours may be red, but somehow that feels even more ominous. After examining the desk and the frame, we searched the rest of the room as well, but we come up with nothing more. Ah, that's too bad. I was expecting an amazing secret. We didn't learn anything more about spirits on the mark here. Anything left is that diary found in the shelter. We'll just have to place all our bets on that. Because, everything to be taken in from that room so far, we don't have the full context to understand it. Return to the entrance hall. Pull the red notebook out of a bag I left on the floor. And everyone immediately backs away because of the smell. The flour and tallow smell assaults my nose. I feel like my olfactory senses are shriveling. What a vulgar stench! I recognize this from when we filmed the Machi North Rose. It was only a brief whiff of it, so I thought I'd imagine the smell. But perhaps that's when I received a sort of scowl, said the notebook. If she's right, then this notebook could be connected to spirits somehow. Inside is the contents of a woman's diary. It almost seems like it was soaked in a pool of perfume. Stains and discolorations make most of the pages unreadable. The last page seems clean enough. Date is from half a month ago. Chapter 4. Miss Zoo plays piano. Except not really. As I await the fated day, I recall my days as a teacher. It's like, can you see where this is going? I mean, it's like, yeah, isn't that the school from chapter 1? Can you see where this is going to be going? Children called me Miss Zoo, keeper of the animals. Well, because I kept so many laboratory animals in the science lab. You know what? What is the Japanese word for zoo? Or is it just zoo in Japanese as well? Oh my god, that's a bloody mouthful. Dobutsuen. Okay, it's not much of a mouthful, but you know, it is like 6 syllables, I guess. Although, the way it's kind of like, you know, it's do-u, bu, su, e, mu. But, would kind of be probably pronounced as Dobutsuen or something like that. I know, there's an extra one. Shima Uma. Zebra. Not many Z words in that dictionary. Anyways, probably because I kept so many laboratory animals in the science lab. I got to be surrounded by my beloved animals, cute little snakes. Gee, do you think maybe this might be explaining those snakes in chapter 1? Remember them? It's like, I know I wasn't paying attention. That was ages ago. The upload schedule kind of makes it so that just like by the time you get to an old chapter, I've already looked at the previous chapter. Yeah, I heard that. It's so much more fulfilling than my current boring research. But because of that foolish principal in the fire, the school was shut down. Yep, it's the same school. My paradise was stolen from me. I need to take back my paradise. The great Asura has bestowed upon me the wisdom I need to do that. Bathed in red, tomorrow I will gone. By the great Asura's abundant mercy, I will be reborn as Vistu, so I may rebuild my paradise again. It is all as the great Asura has said. Oh, great Asura. Asura, 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 Asura. Saying it over and over again, it kind of, you know, loses. It just sounds like something else, like Asura, 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 Asura. It's like you're saying, I saw her, I saw her, saw her, saw her. Asura, 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 Asura. Now, in a way, it kind of is a bit like chapter 2, you know, with that whole cult thing, except not really. The only thing in common is, you know, there's a bit of a crazy element to it. Perhaps more so for this one. Yeah, actually, yeah, I'd say this one is the weirdest one. The rest of the page is filled with Azora. Did she lose her sanity while writing it? Traces of kiss marks cover their names. That combined with the choking perfume, the heavy weight of lust is overwhelming. You know, can you imagine that? That'd be an interesting idea for a sequel. You know, have a pattern, you know, it's just like the 7 deadly sin spirits. And each of them represents, you know, a sin. One of the, you know, 7 deadly sins. That could be interesting. Dark passions in this notebook. Thoroughly disgusting. I'd love to burn it to ash immediately. So this Mitsuo wrote this. Could she be the woman from the rumors? She worked in a lab to explain why. But I wonder which school she was talking about. Gee, I wonder. What school burnt down? She said it was a paradise. Do you have any ideas? Perhaps the one with snakes. Gialma? I don't know. Yes, I agree. It's the only abandoned school in this area that hasn't been torn down. Maybe the paradise she worked with, and technically it didn't burn down. It did damage to it. If what the diary says is true, then the woman died after she wrote it. This great Asura would have guided her transformation into the sea. Can't believe a human would choose to be in the spirit of their own creature. Is that really possible? She seemed fairly confident that she would be reborn. The notebook being in the shelter might serve as supplies. Perhaps she meant it as a farewell to her legacy. How sentimental. Bisu. So, is she the one that gave Madame Yasuoka an almas? That's where we found the diary, so the spirit must know the place. It makes sense that it comes and goes from there. That, for whatever reason. It looks like we know where we must go next. Time to go to H Elementary. New info was that the spirits file the tragedy at Kujou Mansion Allure. Smuggler Yasuoka, a famous fortune teller. She has a stone in the a store. She probably does have a lot of stones, being a fortune teller. It's like, allow me to read for these stone crystals and stuff like that. She has a store in the best part of Ginza. Her clients even include politicians. She uses her spiritual powers with her knowledge to give advice, which has gained her many devotees. Tone deaf, the only thing she's bad at is music. Noticing something here? Accomplished, she's talented in music. Not talented in music. Well, look, well, that's, I mean, one letter can be put in that space mark. It'd be like, welcome back to the mansion to a shocking scene. We come back to the mansion to a shocking scene. Mary is cruelly smashed to pieces, and the black rabbit lies in a pool of blood. You only stand there in horrified silence. What was the rabbit doing here? Why did both of them die? They were our guides, spiritual advisors. How in the world am I supposed to face spirits now? Well, you know, was her name Yasuoka? Oh, Yasuoka. Yasuoka, I think. Or I freaking forgot her name. But she has spiritual powers. Maybe that'll help us. While cleaning, yeah, there he is. Yasuoka finds the master key to the mansion. Guess the black rabbit had it for whatever reason. Regardless, it let us enter the locked room. Inside, we discovered that either Masamune or Murasame, former heads of the Kujou family, likely made merry. Unfortunately, we found nothing on spirits or the mark like we hoped. We found a foul-smelling notebook in the underground shelter. I and Yasuoka say the smell... What? The smelled? They smelled, probably. Something similar when they were filming on Manhole. The notebook appears to be some teacher's diary, and the legible parts are indescribably bizarre. Tomorrow will die, and by the great Asura's abundant mercy, I will be reborn as Miss Sue. Miss Sue was the nickname of the teacher who kept a lot of lab animals. The man in school that's become her lab could be H Elementary. The sprite who gave I and Yasuoka their marks on Manhole Road, and the woman in white who was seen carrying a Buddha statue. They were both Miss Sue. We need to find out who she is. We have to search H Elementary once again. Well, I think I'll bring her along, but let's see her stats. If I don't end up using her in this chapter, to have her tag along at some point, I will for the bad end. Kind of have her tag along a bit, just to see different dialogue. So, she's not very powerful. Which is kind of to be expected. She is old. If you were to ask her age, she'd probably just glare at you. Like, these are not questions you ask a woman such as I. But she's more intelligent, has more spirit power, and more dexterity. Interestingly enough, I think Suzu might actually have higher spirit power than even her. Which is really saying so when you think about it. Because she's like, the fortune teller, I mean, in real life, yes, but it's all bollocks, this. But, in this world where ghosts are proven to be 100% legit, then these, spirit mediums and stuff become legit in the world and stuff. So, you'd expect her spirit power to be the highest. But it looks like Suzu might actually have her beat somehow. Doesn't have as much dexterity, however. I would have thought she'd have more spirit power than that. Mary isn't here anymore. It's just a painful reminder. I'm gonna do that every time. What? Oh. I was wondering that. As I was talking to her, all I could do is, I was like, what the hell was that? I mean, how do I go about that? What melody, humming, singing? Ever since we left, I has been humming and waving her hands in the passenger seat. Yeah, it's not. I think it's been ages. Well, not really. It was only like a month or two ago when I completed this game novel. But I can't remember what character I brought along with me. It might have been Yasuoka. I don't remember. Because I don't remember this one. I has been humming away in her hand in the passenger seat. Seems like she has no idea about what things we're going to see, and that worries me. Oh, sorry. Am I distracted from driving? Not really. Are you trying to learn some choreography? Yeah, it's so hard. Mind if I vent a little, Mr. Kazuo? She turns towards me hopefully. Am I getting some kind of insider scoop? That's like, we're doing a new song and change the set list a week ago. Oh, set list is the list of songs we perform at the show. Oh, P. Oh, yeah. The producer was like, we're doing a new song, so we gotta change the set list. And be like, but we've been rehearsing this set list. I'm gonna change it at the last minute. How are we gonna get this done? So now we have to rush to learn the mood for this whole new song. I mean, the song's second to the dancing, man. The dance is the most important part about being an idol, you know? I'm at the point where I'm dancing even while eating. Isn't that horrible? Oh, yeah, it is. I've mentioned this before. Ages ago. My brother used to work for Amazon for a bit. And he'd gotten so used to like stacking stuff that he'd be like, you know, half asleep randomly and he'd just like doing the motion they stacking something when he actually isn't. So that kind of made me think of that. About half of that flew over my head, but it's obvious that's true. But I know why P's in such a rush. Idol groups need a lot of exposure during their debut to really make it big. That's why P's so desperate to promote us everywhere. But I lose her voice. This happens at such an important time. Next week is when we debut the new song. We'll make it in time, won't we? What do you mean? I mean, will everything get better by then? All this market spirit stuff. Well, yes. Yes and no. Yes, in the good route they're currently on, and no on the bad routes. Yep. I did say in the previous chapter that there's only one character. I mean, there's only one character who can die in this chapter in general, but you know, you get more than one option. But you know, after chapter 3, there's only one option. And unfortunately, she's the only one who can technically die and you get through the chapter. You can technically get like how Yasuoka died, but you can't get through the chapter that way. Am I making sense here? You'll see in due time why that's but no one knows. After all, there's no way to know if we'll live through to tomorrow. No one knows what will happen. But don't ever lose hope. A shining fist of justice will destroy the evil lurking in the dark. Right? Those lyrics. It's from our debut song. That song was popular. It's okay, I'll do my best. Can you imagine if there was voice acting? It's like, okay, now you gotta sing your lines as well. If I lose here, then it would mean loving a hero only singing lines. She gives an energetic bow to her invisible fans. The horns from her costume strikes my forehead dead on. Wait, there's horns? I didn't notice. And then they crashed and died. Abrupt ending. I'm so sorry. I and I arrive at H Elementary. Whoa, this place looks more haunted than I expected. Should have filmed here. So where are these horns? Oh, is it on the headdress thing there? Is that what the horns are? So, what do we do? I explained about the last time I was here. Only a quick rundown, but it should be enough for her to understand. There isn't much left to investigate on the first floor. Now, that scene though, I don't recall seeing that scene, so maybe I did go with Yasuoka when I played through it. So, this is kind of new to me as well. I never went through all the scenarios. In fact, well no, yeah, I've gotten the bad end in every chapter. I just leave that for the trophies, you know. So I've done all that, but I've not seen every dialogue variation. So there isn't much left to investigate on the first floor. We need to check on the second floor, which we didn't get to see because, relevant now, snakes. Okay, time to go up then. Alright, let's get going. You know, it feels like a thing where you can't really get to the second floor in chapter 1 because of snakes and all that. So, and the way it points you in a certain direction, you could easily bypass that and not even notice that's even there in chapter 1. Then in chapter 2 you see it for the first time. It's like, holy shit, there's snakes up here. When did they get there? It's like, they were there the whole time. This is just the same stuff about Shurag's coming to it. Yeah, there's nothing new to see here. Just gotta head to the second floor. If nobody's come to clean up all these flowers. Poison snakes cover the hallway. Where's the ominous music and the hissing there? I'd be foolish to try to keep going. Snakes! Don't shout! I slapped my hand over I's mouth. What is snake in Japanese? Might as well have that one. We've got zebra, so we got snake. Let's actually get a few animals in here, shall we? Snake, where are you, snake? Well, since it caught my eye, Risu, squirrel, and now where's snake? Spider, Kumo, just like any animals of any sort, you know, that I happen to come across while looking for this word here. Snake, Hebi. Hebi? Is that right? Hebi. Let me just double check. That is B, right? Yeah, B. Hebi. Kind of a weird word. Any other ones? On this page. How about Snowman? Yuki Daruma. There. You got some words. I slapped my hand over I's mouth. We can't move forward. The only thing worse would be making noise and calling something here. It'll be fine if we leave quietly. I cautiously take a step backward. Suddenly, the snakes react to my bag. What the? The snake split their tongues in the air, trying to smell something. After a moment, they begin to leave. How convenient. This will be into the darkness of the hall before I can even breathe. They vanish without a sound, all at once, as if they've never been there to begin with. Huh? Why? I don't know. looked like the snakes were sniffing my bag. I've read notebooks inside. Maybe the smell made them think we were friends. I tried going down the hall. I haven't gone this way yet. Oh, yeah? Let's both do our best. Yeah, there. You could come up here the other way. It just feels like the order is kind of odd for this. I think I came this way when I originally played it as well. It's just like, I feel like maybe it's supposed to come from the opposite sides of the stairs. You know, on the other side of the building. Because, you know, they do comment on the mirror. The second floor isn't covered in roses like the first. There's no movement and I don't see any plants. Guess the phenomenon didn't happen on this floor. In fact, I think it might be relevant because in this room... let's approach it from the other side. If for any reason, then I guess, you know, see the different dialogue. Go see the good old mirror of death. Except it's not the mirror of death in this route, because we're on the good end save file here. Any spooky ghosts around? I don't think so. Return to the landing with the cracked mirror. I stand to the mirror recalling how I felt back then. I quickly look away. I wonder if maybe the dialogue's gonna be different on the bad end route, because it'd be like, oh no, it reminds me of Tsukasa, how he was brutally murdered by Haruhiko, and all that was left was a, you know, huge blood stains all over the place. You know, that's the thing, maybe the blood stain would even still be there on that one. You know, nobody's gonna really clean it up. Quickly look away. I shine my light up at the ceiling instead. But there's nothing there anymore. There are no traces of the rose vines or the guard's corpse. What's that? No, it's nothing. I just went to the checks. Turrets can do a lot of weird things, but can they really make corpses disappear? Well, I mean, you saw Saya's corpse and it just disappeared, so probably that'd be ridiculous. And I mean, that's well, to be fair, it hasn't happened in this route where, you know, cows get killed off and then they just mysteriously disappear. Upstairs. No, I will just say this though: the death scene for the bad end in this chapter is pretty brutal. It's like, you know, usually you don't get CG and in any of these, but you do kind of like get, you know, the scene of like blood stains and stuff, except for, you know, chapter 2, where there's basically nothing left of them at all. Like how in chapter 3 that all that was left was a blood stain and an eyeball. This one's gonna have a kind of brutal one. Door to the music room is locked. A piano plays somewhere. You asshole, you could have kept playing. I was about to pick up my guitar, see what notes you could play. A piano plays somewhere. That was a piano, right? I still my breath and strain to hear any noises. But it doesn't seem like anyone's here. Oh! She picked something up off the ground. It's a piece of sheet music. A sheet music, twinkle twinkle little star. Looks like piano sheet music. Oh, that takes me back. I played a song when I was a kid. Play piano. Well, did you not read her bio? Well, kind of. I am a singer after all. Gotta learn to play an instrument. Although, you got a lot of singers that don't play instruments, though. Yeah, I know that. Well, I'll count on you if we need that. Okay, I got this. New influence out of the spirit file and piano sheet music. Can you kind of, you starting to see what I meant earlier? I won't say anything more. But you can probably see where it might be going now. Looks like things like bulletin boards used to be on the wall, but they were all taken down. I mean, what the hell? I mean, there was a fire and all, but this looks more like, you know, someone went out the freaking wall with a freaking sledgehammer or something. The blackboard is covered in dents and scratches. Probably too damaged to use. I look out at the schoolyard through the window, but I don't see anything moving around. Can't even examine these. Maybe you do have to approach the last one first. By the last one, I mean the room right at the end of the hall. The bathroom closes our step circle as we walk. We need to make sure the spirit doesn't hear us. Man, desk. This, like you find at any school. What's surprising is it doesn't look very weight. Try feeling around inside the desk and find something soft. It's a wadded up piece of paper. I opened it and see several sentences. It seems to be something someone failed to destroy. A fragment S. It's kind of annoying how you pick this stuff up and it doesn't tell you exactly what it is, so you gotta, you know, open your bag to look at it. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. There's your melody. A portion of a memo. Wave can control the shock this creates, maybe? No. This creature, maybe, is that right? This is to keep it locked. Now it says fragment S, which, you know, implies there's going to be more, which there are. And they're supposed to kind of like put them together and they'll kind of like give more context, but it's a bit confusing. We'll get to that eventually, though. The cold wind blows in from the broken window. Something's in between the window and its frame. I slide the broken window open and the tramp paper falls out. Of course, it's a worn-out talisman. Soul power! A jumble of wire is wrapped around the door handle. I pull on the wire, but it won't move. It's being carefully and tightly wound, plus it's pretty thick. It'd be impossible to cut it. Do I have something that can disintegrate metal? Well, not right now. Jumble of wires now from the handle. Doesn't look like the fluorescent light is broken, but it stays dark. I can't hear any man-made sounds coming into the middle and the leaves rustling in the winds. Ooh. Flecks of red are all over the floor. They smell like iron. So is it bloods? Something is scrawled on the blackboard. Eisen. God damn it! It was Eisen all along! Looks like the letters spell Eisen. There are more after that, but how can you imagine that for a twist? It's like this was actually a crossover with Bleach. It was Eisen's plan all along. It's like, what was Eisen's plan? To just fuck with people with spirits? It's just like, well, you know, Shinigami, so it's just like, I'm going against her. You know, I mean, he did have an army of hollows and shit, so... Nah, it's still stupid. They aren't legible. I don't know, the handwriting is terrible. I find that interesting, you know, because, you know, look at all languages like this, where they have, like, these, you know, kanji characters and stuff. And be like, terrible handwriting. Or good handwriting. I mean, I can see it as well. I've seen some, you know, because you look at a kanji character, and then you look how, like, some people would, you know, write it, or whatever, you know. And it just, you look at the two and it's like, you can tell whether it's good or bad, because sometimes you see someone written down and it's like, I mean, I don't know Japanese enough to be able to recognize most kanji characters, but I look at the kanji character and compare it to how it actually is supposed to be. Like, that looks, well, it's not really that, it's more hiragana, because you can recognize that. And when I see it sometimes, and the way it's written, I was like, that looks barely eligible, that's gotta be counted as bad handwriting. Don't really think about that with all languages though, because, you know, English. No, is it seen as bad handwriting, you know, people that do that fancy writing shit where they put all the letters together all fancy and shit. Makes it hard to bloody read. Make it clear and understandable, goddammit. Wait, was there anything back here that I didn't look at? Yeah. Long desks and what looks like sinks loom in the dark in the classroom. Wasn't this in the backstory bit that we saw? This seems to be. Is this the science lab? Still. I grimaces. It really stinks in here. I feel like I'm gonna suffocate. It's an irritating stench that stings the eyes. The putrid smell fills the whole room, like a box of onions that's gone rotten. Even so, it's not like we can just leave. Let's get this done quickly so we can move on. In the next part. Because, of course, cliffhanger time. And so with that, I shall see you next time, guys. See you next time.